Hello. Today, everybody, we're going to be doing an ombre, and we're going to be doing a darker ombre, more of a vampy look. And what I used is I went ahead and did a dark brown on the top and a red on the bottom. This ombre will have no bleach in it, so it's purely going to be all hair color. So what I did is I formulated you a dark brown to use, which is made by Colston. And I used two colors here, and I'll leave all the description of everything I used on the bottom of this site. And also I used one red that I picked out that was also a Colston off the Wella line, but it didn't turn out as good. So I went ahead and I picked up a L'Oreal Healthy Look, and that's the color that you're seeing now. That's right here at the bottom of my hair. And that is the one that ended up working out the best. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll get started. Okay, I went ahead and I got everything out that you'll need just so you can take a look at all the things you'll want to have nearby when you start. I have just a regular hairbrush that you'll want to comb out sections and some of these little clippies here to separate your hair. I usually use about 4 of them, but it just depends on how much hair you have. It's as many as you'll want. And I have here, it's a bottle of developer. It is 20 volume. And I wouldn't go any higher than that because then you'll have the tendency to cook your hair with it. Here's the red for the bottom part of the hair, and these are going to be your 2 browns that I'm going to be mixing together. That's going to give it a nice sheen and a little darker, a little richer than just using one variety of brown per se. And then next I have your gloves, and I also have a hair dyeing bowl and a brush, but you can use any brush or any bowl, of course. And I also went ahead and wet an old nasty towel that obviously this one gets used a lot, so I went ahead and wet it and put soap on it, so that way the soap will lift the dye off of your face if you should have any accidents. Okay, first thing I did, I brushed out my hair and I sectioned it off, and I'm going to turn around so you can see what it is that I've done. As you can see, I've made little sections where I've quartered it along in the front, and I've made one section along the back, so that way it'll be easier to run your hands through and manage when you're trying to put color on it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start off with the red, and I went ahead and mixed it up already. As you will know, I put in equal parts, so 2 ounces of the color was how much was in the bottle, along with 2 ounces of the 20 volume developer. So we'll go ahead and we'll use it, and I'm going to start along the back, and I'm going to paint from these sections that we made earlier downward. And you just want to paint it really good on both sides, and also you want to work it through each section really good as you're going through your hair. As you get to the front and you're letting your clips out, just keep working the same way, section by section. You may not need to pin your hair off because you can see what exactly it is you're doing when you get to the front. But just keep going as you were, just section by section, and when you get done, we will go ahead and we'll mix the brown, and we'll go ahead and start applying the brown. Okay, so for the last little bit of color, all I'm doing is taking it and putting it in my hands, and then I'm just running it through just to make sure everything got through on the bottom and is completely covered and coated before we go ahead and we mix up the brown. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to also start the brown, and for the brown I only used half of each bottle since I already have a full bottle of red on the bottom half of my hair, so that way I have half bottles of both colors that I mixed evenly. I used about 1 ounce on each of these containers where I squeezed them out, and I used 1 ounce of the 20 volume developer along with 1 ounce of water. And I know you're thinking water, ooh, but no, I put the water in there to make the volume of the developer come down. So that actually makes it a 10 volume developer as opposed to a 20. Now my hair, the color of it, it is very, I guess you would say, medium brown. And this color right here, you're gonna notice a big difference when I'm done. It's gonna actually turn my hair color a lot darker than it is now at the top. So there will be a dramatic difference. And the red at the bottom should stay about as light as my hair color, if not a little lighter than it is now. So you'll be able to see the dramatic two-tone difference by the time I'm done applying both of these colors. So I'm just kind of cleaning my hair up now that I'm finished applying all the color everywhere. And when you got towards the end of your brown, you can just take your fingers and just run your hands through your hair about halfway through, just to make sure every strand is coated and you've gotten all the areas in the back of your head and all those places you can't see. Now, after you get your brown on your hair, go ahead and you can, now I would start your 30-minute wait. I know the red staying on a little longer than 30 minutes, but that's okay. With the lower amount of volume developer, it shouldn't be cooking the bottoms of your hair. So that way the brown will settle in pretty good. But if you notice the brown taking right away, then you can go ahead and you can wash it out then. And I just went ahead and I clipped the back of my hair so the colors won't cross, and that way you'll have some distinction after you're done with the two processes. Okay, so the second round of color that we are doing is a L'Oreal Healthy Look color. I went ahead and I'm going to do a second round of red since the first color that I used didn't take very well. And so we're just going to read the instructions on the box and do it exactly how the manufacturer has it listed. And I'm putting on my own gloves here just because I don't really like the ones that come folded up in the paper. I don't think they do as good of a job as keeping color off your hands. But one thing I did to make sure that my hair is going to get completely saturated with color and that it's going to take this time around is I went ahead and I wet the ends with warm water, and it's not dripping wet, but what I did is put warm water over it just so that way it opens up the cuticles real wide in the hair. So this time I'll have a better chance of the color to really seep down in there and give it a darker sheen than what the first round of hair color did. And so I'm just going to go ahead and mix all this up just like the instructions have, where you add the two bottles together, and I'm going to apply it again over where the chin level is and down to the ends, and I'm going to wash it out and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, well here you guys go. Here is your final ombre look right here with your dark brown at the top and your red down below at the bottom. And I hope this inspires you and gets you to leave your hair a little bit longer this summer and go ahead and put some dark in there as opposed to the blonde ombre, which has been popular, I know, for the past couple years. But to me, that look almost looks like somebody's been locked up in prison and they bleached their hair before they went and they haven't had any access to hair color when they got out, and that's what it looks like after they got released. So, but anyway, I hope this will inspire you to go ahead and make your own darker, vampier ombre look to wear and rock this summer. But thank all you guys for watching, and till next time, come check us out and see what we're creating the next time around. Bye!